Good morning on day 12. We left our place at 5:45 a.m. Today I think we have a similar distance as yesterday, but a little less elevation gain, and it should be a little cooler. I think the terrain's going to be the same. We're going to be walking through a lot of forest and farmland. So let's see what today has in store for us. Do you have anything to say?
I'm excited about knocking this one out today, because then tomorrow's easy peasy.
I have a recurring nightmare involving a ball that looks just like this, so I had a wary eye on this big boy. Spain has a lot of cats prowling around. They're probably used to keep the mice population in check. At this point in our journey, I was over talking to my phone, so once again, there's not a lot of dialogue.
We walked about 5 miles. We got about 10 more to go.
We just had some amazing coffee and some
tostada and a tarta de Santiago. And we sat and hung out with Adrian and Iris from Malaysia, and they're just such a lovely couple.
They're from Singapore.
That's right. Such a lovely couple. So we're probably going to meet them in Santiago and have a glass of wine or something like that. All right, let's go get this last 10 miles
for the day.
And the weather is conducive to walking because it's actually chilly. It was supposed to be like in the low 80s, and maybe it will be later, but right now it's probably upper 60s, a little bit of wind, cloud cover. I have 2 long sleeve shirts on, so
this will come off as soon as I start walking.
Yeah, so we're not sweating balls, that's for sure.
It's really hard to get out of the mindset, like, of the mileage that needs to be done and how long that's going to take us, the destination, and to just think, here we are walking through the countryside of Galicia, Spain, and it's gorgeous. Look at, there's vineyards, there's a farmer, there's crows over there playing in the field. It's just like, it's glorious. There's pine trees and the weather's perfect, and enjoying the moment is, I keep forgetting because I destination focused instead of right now. And look, I'm with my husband. How often do I want to have him trapped to be with, so he can't escape me?
Plus also it's easier to enjoy all this when it's light out and you can see it.
There are many things along the Camino to catch your eye and to watch out for. There is some serious weed eating machinery here in Spain. You have to watch out for cyclists too.
Here comes the wife. Hola! She was so nervous she was gonna hit you.
Green is my third favorite color, right behind black and blue. And the sound of the forest is my second favorite sound, right behind the sound of the ocean. This retriever was having a great time playing with these bulls.
If you've ever done a graveyard tour in New Orleans, that technology came from Spain.
Here's Tori helping some fellow pilgrims by taking their picture.
Thank you.
We came to a hamlet with an open cafe, so we stopped for breakfast while watching the clouds roll by. Second breakfast is really just an opportunity to take a well-deserved break. Woohoo! Only 32.6 kilometers to go.
The smell of freshly mown grass is an element of this Camino. And watch out for these guys. They bite.
Being so close to finishing our Camino stirred mixed emotions in me. On the one hand, I was looking forward to finishing this journey and returning to the comfort of my daily routine. On the other hand, I was kind of sad that this magical experience was nearing its end. The sense of ending the Camino heightened my awareness of my surroundings, and I noticed every little thing, not taking anything for granted. Sometimes you come across opportunities to stamp your Camino passport in the most unlikely spot, like someone's residence. By the way, Marco and Tracy caught up with us, and then they were gone. The approach into Padrón is in an industrial area. This wrought iron fence with shells made me feel assured that we were still on the Camino and not lost. We came across this mangled cat.
All in a mess.
Senor Cat had such a sweet disposition.
Yeah,
You couldn't help but feel compassion for him.
he's so all in a mess.
We found out later that Marco and Tracy gave it lots of
You
love
have a
too.
tough one? Yeah. Yeah.
Coming into cities often have two aspects for me. The crossing of a bridge, which is a transition from nature to urbanization, and getting used to being around cars and noises. Our accommodations in Padrón were on the outskirts of town, so we decided to eat an early dinner while in the city center, and we found a Mexican restaurant of all places. A little background: Tori, Marco, and I grew up in the San Diego, California area, and Mexican food is a big part of San Diego's diet. Marco would probably appreciate my mentioning that his early childhood was spent being raised in northern Baja California. The Mexican restaurant had a super cool wax Camino stamp setup. made a little toast to everything that we have experienced so far. It didn't take long on the walk out of Padrón for Marco and Tracy to leave us in the dust. By the way, we had agreed prior to walking the Camino that we would both walk at our own times and paces, so no offense taken by either party. We're about 45 minutes from our albergue and we stopped for a potty break. So we ordered drinks because that's the right thing to do. And they gave us
Lentils and chorizo. And it is so good. It is so good.
This was our home for the night, one of the few albergues we stayed in. After showers, we grabbed a bottle of wine and sat on the back garden and contemplated our day's journey.
Camino Magic, day 12. One day to go. So today was a tough one. A lot longer than we thought it was going to be. And along the way, we had a little sad moment where we had come into this town and there was a white cat sitting on a fence next to a graveyard. We thought at first that it was like a British fold with the little ears that fold over, and as we got closer we realized that the cat had like skin cancers that had eaten away its ears, and it was super sad, and we gave it a lot of love, and it was actually the first cat here in Galicia that had let us pat it. Most of them had run away. And we spent some time with it. We found out Tori did also later on, and gave it lots of love, and then we went on and we felt sad, and then at lunchtime we had this small conversation about duality, about the good with the bad, and how none of us really escaped the whole experience, the whole kind of lesson of contrast in this life. And we just wanted to shake that sadness, and as we were walking along, maybe a couple of hours later, a little beautiful black cat came out of actually trotting down the pathway towards us, and she came right up to us, and she clearly wanted to have some love as well, and so we spent some time with her. She was like really pretty, super healthy, and just really appreciative of our love also. And so, we felt a little bit better, and I said to her, there it is, the love and the light, the yin and the yang. And we walked off, and I turned around not like a couple of seconds later, and she was gone, disappeared into thin air. Probably into the cornfields, but maybe into thin air, who knows. So that was my Camino Magic good day.
Camino Magic, day 12. Well, while walking through these beautiful forests, and some of them are very much like Australian forests with gum trees. And I've been there for 40 years now, and it's home. But walking through Galicia, I had an unexpected bit of knowledge come through when we crossed the Rio Verdugo, and that a certain percentage of my DNA, and certainly my namesake, comes from this region. And I was not expecting it, and it wasn't planned or anything at all. And when we thought about taking this Portuguese route, I didn't really think much except that we would be walking for half of it or so through Spain, and not really about the territory or the landscape. It's just that this is what we're going to do. But today's realization and magic was that, I'm walking through these forests where somewhere in the past I had ancestors doing the same thing.
My Camino Magic today was something that actually happened about 2 or 3 days ago, and but it's taken me a while to process. We were walking, Tori and I were walking, and she was doing a meditation, and this is a meditation she's been doing, or a type of meditation she's been doing for about 15 years. And she was a little bit ahead of me because I was doing video, and suddenly she turned around and looked at me, and I walked right up to her really closely, the way two people who have been together for a long time would be close. And she took her hands and put this ball of energy into me. And it was the most blissful energy. And I didn't know she had that capacity. I've been thinking, you've been doing this for 15 years. I don't really see a difference. But I saw that she had developed something and that she gave it to me yesterday. And it was absolutely incredible. And it was magical.
Matt and I stopped into a bar to get a beverage so that we could use the facilities. And while we were there, a gentleman came over from the bar and speaking Spanish, are you walking the Camino? Yes, we are. And his heart just burst open. And then he just started speaking. And because I don't speak Spanish, I don't know exactly what he said, but this is what I felt from him. Thank you so much for coming and participating in my culture and walking a Camino. My heart is with your heart as you walk for all of us, is what I interpreted him saying. And he felt it so deeply, which of course I felt so deeply. And it was such a beautiful gesture of him sharing his culture with us.